Okay, now we have to do an intro because we forgot to do the intro.
We didn't go back and redo
we
it.
have to do it.
Hey,
No, we didn't do
Pookies.
it.
So you'll just have to move this to the front.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Hey, Pookies. Welcome back.
I don't like it. Can we not do that one?
Unswold.
Can we not do Pookies? Can we not?
Can I do Pooks?
No, that's
No,
worse.
do regulars. They are regulars. They're not
What up,
Pookies.
Hey,
Can I do
regulars.
No.
This is
Hannah.
And welcome back to
Hannah, you have to
3 B's on a pod.
I'm Colin.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Ashley.
This week on the pod, we are discussing which
Stuff.
which candle fragrance we are, and also our most stressful moments in life.
Plug your ears. It's about to get loud because it's going to get
It's
normal.
about to get
Yeah, we're going to end this ASMR bit that Hannah decided on her own that we were going to do this now.
Took liberties.
And we don't do this for the whole episode.
What if we did?
We don't.
Guys, we do this the
I
whole
never
We
do.
ought to do a whole
Please,
episode
no.
We do it.
No.
just ASMR.
I'm going to use my
That was enough.
Okay. Enjoy this episode of
3 B's on a
Dude
Whoa,
Pod.
whoa, 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 whoa. That is itchy. How are my levels? They're good.
levels
Bless.
are good.
Welcome
were-
back.
Oh, may I ask?
Yeah.
May I question ask?
No.
If you were a candle,
May I question ask?
what would you? What? I don't want to ask what flavor, but
No, I like that.
Flavored
You mean
candle.
scent?
yeah, what scent would
No,
you
I
be?
like flavor. What flavor?
What
would
flavor
you be?
candle would you be?
I would be. What do I want to be, or what?
What do you want
Like-
to be, and what do you think people think
Okay.
you are? And then what are you actually?
Okay. Can we? Can we also choose for each other?
This
We
is
just
this is
answered
our personal.
Devastating.
That would yeah,
Um.
because that would take 5 ever.
It would. I think I would want to be like a tobacco vanilla.
Oh,
I love a tobacco vanilla. I
Huddy.
eat it up. That's one of my favorite scents. But I think I would be probably like vanilla bergamot or something.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
like the sweet, but also the
Yes. Like,
zesty. You know, is that?
like some kind of warmer scent that's like kind of sort of a basic scent, but is still like it's good. It's a classic, you know?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You could find it at any Kirkland's,
Yeah.
but it's on the higher price.
Right.
S-
Yeah,
you know,
you're
it's
getting it.
like-
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you could find it at TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you got lucky.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Definitely Marshalls.
I love a TJ
Me
Maxx.
too.
I love a Marshalls.
And Home
Marshalls
Goods.
is good.
Love you too, Home
Home
Goods.
Goods
I
is
love Home
great.
Goods. I can't go in Home Goods. I spend too much money.
Last
So-
time
I don't
was
even
there,
have a home.
I bought. What?
You are
I don't
not
have my own
homeless.
home.
Yeah,
Let
she
me
doesn't
clarify.
have a deed to a house in her name.
This is true.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so which one of those is the one you want to be, and the one people think you are?
Oh, I didn't do what people think I am.
Oh, okay.
I want to be tobacco vanilla. I think I am tobacco vanilla. Is tobacco vanilla. That's what they
Okay.
call it.
So I guess we can be
On
the
the
ones
Tom
to
Ford
say
bottle.
what people
Ford,
think.
we know.
On the Tom Ford
Harry.
bottles. Tobacco vanilla. I just really love that scent. I know that's how that started, but it has become one of my favorite. I have it in a candle. I have it in one of those like aroma diffuser stick things.
Mm-hmm.
You know the ones where they sit in the jar and they stick out.
Yeah.
And it looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
pickup sticks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
And it soaks up the
yeah,
stuff.
the
in
oil and whatever.
Mhm.
And then I have the spray. I spray it on
Wow.
my pillow. It's very nice.
Okay.
Wow.
But yeah,
I think if I was to say what you are, what I take you to be, I like the vanilla. I think we could lean into the vanilla, but sort of coconutty.
I could see that.
Because it's a fresh,
like a beachy,
fresh fragrance with a cozy fragrance.
interesting.
Vanilla, I don't ever think vanilla smells fresh.
Vanilla is like too sweet. I like a like not
It's like sweet and
vanilla.
warm.
Like I don't want
Yeah.
like a Victoria's Secret pink scent vanilla. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
or like
I want like
cupcake.
I want like a true vanilla
Yeah.
where it's not as like
Vanilla
know.
bean.
sweet.
Yeah, I love how people harvest vanilla beans. Where do you get that? Where
That's
do you
fun
go?
to
What
watch.
state? Flowers.
What state?
It's vanilla.
I
They're
don't know.
flowers, are they not?
Are they flowers?
Did I hallucinate that?
Isn't there?
I
It's
thought
like
they
a
was flowers.
plant.
It's a plant for sure.
I don't know.
I could have sworn
Well,
that it's a flower.
Most plants flower.
You know when they have it, it's like the white flower and the little pokey things sticking out. When
Oh,
they have
yeah.
pictures of vanilla.
Well, I've seen like on the
No, I have to
leaves, like
look
they'll
it up.
scrape the beans off like with a
Vanilla
knife.
Flower.
I want to do
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
that's my
It
thought.
is a flower.
Vanilla coconut
Oh, it's cute.
It is cute.
with a wood wick,
With a wood wick.
wooden wick.
Like one of them wide ones.
The ones that's like a plus sign.
Oh,
It's like a
I like those.
popsicle.
And they're
Oh, it's not like
crackly.
a popsicle.
Not really like a popsicle,
They're
but it could
crackly
be.
and they're cozy.
It's a bougie
I
popsicle.
like those.
Bougie popsicle.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Personally,
like that.
I think I'm that candle up there. It's the Ranger Station Paloma or something. Spaloma. No clue.
Spaloma.
It smells like the perfume at Tuesday.
Which one? Number
yeah, yeah,
13?
yeah, yeah,
Number 13.
13.
Yes.
That one's good.
That one's
What are the
so
notes on that?
good. It's amber. A little I think
There's pear in it. No,
is there
fig.
pear? Fig?
Fig
That
is good.
okay, this is checking out. Fig has been
Let me just look it up
a
just
theme
to
in
be
my
sure.
life.
Good.
Carry on,
That was
though.
funny, guys.
What was it? What'd you say?
Fig and good. Okay.
Oh, okay. Am I gonna have to bleep this episode?
No. That's not a bleep.
Yeah.
That is not a bleep. In
Okay.
fact, I took letters out.
Yeah. I love it.
Maison.
Okay.
What's it called? Maison.
Maison
Louis
la-
Marie.
Maison la- I don't speak French.
Number 13.
I thought you
Don't
were
speak French, but
American.
you sure know how to dress.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bars.
Bars.
Hello.
Bars. A man walks into a bar. You stop and say, "You good?"
What are you doing here?
No. Like, how's your head? You know? Did you hit it really hard?
Can we derail for a sec?
We have, honey.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I was in Target today. Actually, I felt like such a villain in this moment, but I don't know if it's just because I was by myself. I panicked a little. But you know how they have the, like the phone people that they try to get you? They're like, hey, sign up
Yes.
for AT&T.
Uh-huh.
Sign up
Never
for
in my life.
Really?
Never.
This happens to me often.
At Target?
At
I
Target,
just don't
yeah,
go
over by
too close to the
electronics section.
electronics.
I was in the art section and then I went to the books, so I was hanging over
okay,
there.
yeah.
That's probably my
But
thing.
this actually has not a lot to do with that. But anyways, one of those ladies, and she was walking out. I guess she was leaving, and she was walking like up the hallway to go, or up the aisle to go to the exit. And this guy comes out from the side. This is as I'm kind of like passing her to go the opposite direction, and he's like, "I've got some of the slushy left if you want it." He talking to her, they don't look like they know each other, and she was like, "Well, I actually gotta go." And like in that moment I was like, okay, I can step in and like, I don't know, walk with her or something, but I was too freaked out. That scared me. And I like, by the time I had made a decision, it was too late for me to do anything, and I was like, bruh, I froze.
You just froze.
Yeah, I don't even remember what happened. Like because they were walking past me, and by the time I was like, it was like not that long, but by the time I was like, oh, I could, I don't know, do something about this. I didn't see them because they went behind like some other aisle or something. But I felt like a little butthole, which also, again, I was a little freaked out because I'm a little woman. I'm a shorter woman.
Okay.
And I feel
Qualifier.
like I just like, I don't know. I freaked myself out in that moment. I was like, bro, what if he pulled a Glock on you or something? I don't think he would have pulled a Glock.
Never.
I think he was just a little
This is
goof.
Target.
He was a
Nothing
little
bad
weird.
happens at Target.
But
goofy.
anyway, I felt really bad in that moment. And I just had to air that out.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
don't worry. You're good. You're safe. This is a
Yeah.
safe place.
You're forgiven.
I felt bad for that lady. Which then as I was walking out of the store, like 10 minutes later, I saw her like talking to
So she's
somebody.
well. She's okay.
She's well.
We're
I was just
fine.
like, girl, you a little butt. But I'm not. I was just panicked.
Scared. Yeah, I don't know what I would do in that situation.
Yeah, it's okay.
I hope if I was on that show called What Would You Do with Michael something.
I know the man.
Why was I about to say
something.
sarcophagus? Michael
I think you
Sarcophagus.
should stick
Michael
with that.
Sarcophagus?
Yeah.
I think
What
you should
would-
roll with it.
What would you do?
With Michael Sarcophagus?
Hosted by Michael Sarcophagus.
I think you should own it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna own that. Like if I'm okay, so say I'm sitting in a restaurant. I'm minding my own business. You know what they just brought to my table? Pretzels. Cause I'm at Mellow Mushroom. There's a man and his wife sitting across from me and a child. The child's on the iPad. The wife is like texting and the husband's watching sports. The wife, she's texting and she drops her phone in her soup. I don't know if they have soup at Mellow Mushroom in this scenario. They do.
I feel like they do. That
The
seems like a
man
place that would have
immediately
soup.
jumps out of his chair and screams at her.
Oh.
And he puts his finger in her face. He's like, why would you drop your phone? Be more coordinated. Blah, 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 blah. Look at that guy on the TV. He's coordinated. Why can't you be like him? She jumps up and she's like, well, why don't you marry him? He's like, because I'm not gay. Meanwhile, there's
the
cameras
kid
on
doing?
me and they're getting my reaction to this. And I'm just eating my pretzel. One of 5 pretzels, large pretzels. They're big.
Large
You can get you can get big pretzels at Mellow Mushroom. I'm
That
chomping.
beer cheese is so good.
It's so good. And I
Be
don't.
dunking it in that beer cheese.
Yeah, I'd be swimming. I'm just watching. If I was a contestant in that moment on What Would You Do with hosted by Michael Sarcophagus, they just be watching me watch them.
Yeah.
And me, like, the ideal thing to do, obviously, right,
to
would be
do
to get in their
something, yeah.
business and say, hey bro, you can't talk
Don't
to her
talk
that
to her
way.
like that.
You can't do that. But what if it wasn't on TV and the moment you did that, you completely skipped the future events of her grabbing him by the neck and shoving him on the table and saying, I love it when we do this. So you just,
That's worse.
yeah, that's even worse.
I'd rather
So
miss
it's like a thing they like to do together, cause a
fight in
scene in
public?
public, but you got involved too soon.
Oh.
You know?
So
Is that
you're good with just
crazy? Is that
sitting
weird?
and eating the
That's
pretzels
really weird.
and not intervening at all.
Yeah. I guess I did because I don't want to interrupt their thing.
Y'all ever watch Modern Family?
Not really, but I remember my granny was dying and we were watching Modern Family in the bed
It's not funny. I'm
together.
sorry.
It's not funny, actually.
You took me off guard.
Yeah. I just hate that I honestly don't know how many memories she was absorbing in that moment. Or like when you pass away, where your memories go.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I just wish we had watched like The Chosen instead.
Instead of Modern
Instead of
Family.
Family.
That's awful.
Or like The Life of Christ on TBN instead of Modern Family. Because it was that episode where Cam was looking for Stella. I almost said she. He's in the
running down
street
the
screaming, and
Oh, the
then
dog?
they took that little girl's dog. Did they ever find the actual Stella? Okay.
Because Gloria let her go because she didn't like her.
Well,
And he got pissed.
Did she let it go, or did she accidentally leave the door open after
I
she
think she
told
left the
Jay
door
that she
open.
really liked the dog?
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
So
It was
it's
something
like a
that.
mistake. I don't know what I would do. Oh, actually, I have a story about this.
Stella!
Period. I was house sitting one time for a friend of mine, and they had a friend who had a dog that was friends with their dog. So, house sitting, watching their dog. This guy brings the dog over to hang out with these other dogs while I go to work. I put them all in the backyard in the morning to pee and poo-poo while I have a cup of coffee, and then I go out and I open the door and they run back inside. The dog its name is Tuffy. We'll just say Tuffy.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And that's actually the name. I don't know if
We'll just
Tuffy is Tuffy a boy or a girl. I don't know, but Tuffy is
I want Tuffy to be a girl.
wild. Tuffy is wild.
Tuffy.
And Tuffy would not come back in the house. So I'm like, all right, you made your bed. Now you get to lie in it,
Stay
Tuffy.
here.
Why don't you stay in the backyard?
So
I
this
get-
was the guy's
Live up to your
dog
Yeah, this is the
name.
guy's
that
dog.
just brought the dog over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brought their best.
I'm following.
their best dog.
Their best dog, Tuffy. I get home from work. The dog's barking, bark, 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 bark. And I go outside to check on Tuffy. And that dog is nowhere to be found. I
Bruh.
cannot find Tuffy.
Lost Tuffy.
I'm looking around the yard. I'm screaming, Tuffy! Tuffy! Come here. Come here, baby.
I knew.
Where you going? Come here, baby. Tuffy was not there. I'm looking around for this dog for like an hour. Did it get out? I'm walking their little cul-de-sac. I don't believe that Tuffy is, the smartest tulip in the shed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
sharpest bulb on the floor.
Is it Tuffy Tuffie or
Probably.
Touggie?
Heck, I never even got that far. Never got that far.
Toughie.
I prefer that one.
That's what I
I
was
prefer that.
I was
But
just
I would look.
clarifying.
I looked for that dog for, I want to say, 20 to 30 minutes. Are they freaking doing a dance routine up there? 20, 30 minutes, and then I called the owner and I was like, "Bro,
Hey, dude.
your dog is gone."
Did he come get him?
Yeah. Yeah. He had
He's
come
like,
got him,
I have Tuffy.
and I'm over here like I could have been watching freaking the Tammy Faye Baker show
you lost 30 minutes of your life.
of my
Did you know
life.
you
I
had
still
30
haven't got it back.
minutes?
I still haven't reclaimed that 30 minutes.
No, you
But
won't.
good news is that the
I don't
Lord
think
will
you
restore
can.
the missing years that death has stolen. So
Bars.
I'll get that back.
Amen.
I know. One day in heaven, he's going to pull up and he's going to say, "Hey, bro, let's go get that 30 minutes back."
You're like,
I'm like,
You're gonna
"Get
go
in,
watch the Tammy
Tuffy.
Faye
Get in,
Baker
blessed.
show?
We're going redeeming." You know?
I need that on a shirt.
Ashley, what's your scent?
Oh
we're
my
still
gosh.
we're still on candles.
Well, I did pull up. Can I?
I
can
knew
we
she
just
did
say
because I
those
heard
notes?
her phone click.
I gave
know.
up on it. Like I just turned it off.
Yeah, I know. I heard you turn it
Okay.
off, and I want to hear it.
I'm
But
sorry.
I want to give those notes
Yeah, I'm
of
just
the
kidding.
the number 13.
It was the number 13.
The
Maison
top
Louis
note, the
Marie.
first one, don't know how to pronounce. I'm not confident in how to
Can you
pronounce
spell
it.
it?
see it.
Can you spell
Muguet.
Muguet.
It seems French.
Muguet.
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 I'll look it up on Google.
Muguet.
I think that.
I'll say that. Also, coconut waters and lemon.
Oh,
Those,
it's Lily of the Valley.
okay, why didn't they say
What?
that? Why didn't they say that?
Solomon's love?
Those are the top notes. Middle notes. Tuscan fig. Tonka.
Fig
I'm a
and
fiddly
good.
fig.
You are. And agave. That's
Ooh.
mid note.
That's good.
There's tequila in that.
in agave.
That is-
Agave is made
That's
of
in
is
tequila. Yeah.
tequila is made out of agave, not the other way around.
Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine they just want some agave.
this is
They're like,
not
well,
adding up right
let's go
now.
get
You
some
gotta
Don
go
Julius.
get some Patron. Base note: vetiver, amber, and santal.
Yes. Yes.
Santal. Y'all ever smelled La Labo Santal 33?
Never.
No.
It is my guilty pleasure. Not guilty. I don't even feel guilty about it. I will
Feel good
go
about
into
this,
Sephora.
This choice.
I will go into Sephora and I will stand at that bottle. I'll smell that bottle like a kid in middle school smells expo markers.
Till somebody's gotta pull you away
Yeah.
from it.
Oh,
It's awesome.
when I worked at JCPenney, my boss came up to me one day and told me that I smelled bad because I had stopped using deodorant because I was on a health kick and I had walked that morning. So when I got to work, I
so
I know that I
French.
was rank. I knew that I was rank. So I'm standing back there. She pulls me aside to like a closet, pulls me into a closet, like a supply closet,
Okay.
and says, "Hey, you mentioned you exercised today." And she beat it around the bush for a second. I was like, "Come on, Vic, tell me what the truth is." I didn't say that, but she told me that I smelled bad and that I should go to the bathroom and figure that out. So what'd your boy do? I went to Sephora and got some skincare samples, and then I got some fragrance samples. Your boy went to the handy-capable bathroom for a long time, stripped completely down,
Oh.
and washed my entire body And I just took that as a chill. I probably even played some music. I don't know. But I was in there for a long time just making myself smell real nice.
Was that better than just like putting on deodorant?
Yeah, because I
If
got
you
time
could-
off work. I didn't have to
True.
stand up there and ring anybody up.
You just stand on the clock.
Yeah.
If you could put like a numerical like timestamp on that, how like if you just had to guess, how long do you think that you were doing that?
How long was I doing that
Yeah.
for?
Yeah,
Well,
because you say a long time, but
I would
I
say
just need a ballpark.
20 to 30 minutes.
Wow.
Period.
Yeah. And I smelled so good after that.
Did
I
you
really
go over to her and go like,
No.
Hey.
No, I just went right back to work. I went right back to work.
Direction.
Yeah. No, but I loved it.
That's awesome.
It was very satisfying to not be working and doing that instead.
yeah,
Mm,
and you got paid to do that?
I did get paid to do that.
Wow.
that's so
I miss
cute.
JC Penney. I ruled that place.
How long do you work there?
I worked there for maybe 3 years.
That's crazy.
Maybe. I know I got my 1-year sticker, and I was on my way to my 5th year.
My 1 year sticker.
I used to do. Wait. We're doing your scent now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Screw me.
No.
I'm on Ashley time now.
We
Can I
don't
have
have
one
to-
of those chocolate covered acais?
Yeah.
They're pomegranates.
Chocolate covered
Let me make
pomegranates.
They're
sure
really
they're
good.
sealed. I'm gonna toss this to you.
We all PMSing right now.
I'm not. I was earlier. But
Yeah, unfortunately.
Now I'm
Winston from New Girl calls it his menses.
Sympathy PMS.
his menses.
Yeah, because he's a man.
I think
Menses.
I would like to be. I would if I was a candle. I would like to be like the fresh linens, clean laundry
would-
candle.
You would be. Oh, we talked about this. These were superlatives on the fridge.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah,
this.
you were clean laundry. What was that?
Oh,
You were clean laundry. Colin was Listerine and bleach because of the feet
Stop.
thing. And I, what was I?
I don't remember what yours
I
was.
don't remember mine. It was something like flowers or something goofy.
I was gonna say like for. I guess this is wrong now because if somebody else assigned me that, then I am what I want
I-
to be.
They're not mutually exclusive. Two things can be true.
Okay. Touche, I guess. Uno reverse, I guess.
Uno reverse.
But I would have said that other people would think that I was like vanilla or something, just regular.
No. I would have gone with like, y'all ever smelled one? Y'all, yeah, I'm gonna get there. Y'all ever smelled one of those like baked bread candles at Bath and Body Works that they have?
Baked bread.
It smells like freshly baked bread.
I've
It's
never-
wonderful.
Pumpernickel?
I don't know.
I've never
smelled pumpernickel.
If it's like a food one, I've never seen it be bread. Like I've seen the dessert ones, like blueberry pie,
They had
pumpkin
it
pie.
for like 1 year, I think, and they
Oh,
didn't bring
wow.
it back. There are better versions of it. That's just the one that came to mind.
Okay.
I would perceive you as like a fresh baked bread candle. It's like almost a savory candle, but not really. Like there's a little sweet, but it's
Oh.
very homey.
I love that. I'll take it.
I want to take a candle quiz.
A
Like a
BuzzFeed.
quiz.
Yeah. Is there a candle quiz?
I'm gonna look.
There's gonna
I'm
be
gonna
one,
look
of
on that.
course. Can I have a pomegranate?
Mm-hmm. Whose are these?
Candle.
I love them.
quiz.
It's my go-to PMS snack.
Oh, wow.
Which candle scent are you?
Pomegranates are apparently really good for you.
Covered in chocolate.
Yeah, covered in chocolate. We compromise.
We
It's
do.
dark chocolate, right?
It's dark chocolate. Dark chocolate's good for you, they say.
It's good for your heart muscle.
Oh wait, there's a quiz party. We can all take it at the same
What's a
time.
quiz party?
Give me my phone.
Check it out. I'm trying.
Crunch Spooktacular Deal. Earn $20 at Crunch.
At Crunch.
Refer when friends join for 31 cents with code.
It's always something
Boo.
like that. They trying to get you so bad.
For the longest time, they spelled my name wrong. It was
One L.
Collion. Collion. Like, what am I,
Wait,
French?
COLLION.
I-O-N.
You if you were French.
Me if I was French.
Wait. I'm sending y'all a link, okay?
Yes.
Join my quiz party.
On
Do
it.
you want pomegranate?
Yes. Link is on the way.
You're so cutie pie.
Yo!
You're welcome.
I'm getting hot from this beer.
'Tis
But I'll be
so
okay.
sweet to trust
Hey,
in...
hot stuff.
Wait, how much have you had? Like 3 sips?
The neck. Y'all just wait till I get to the bottom.
Okay.
The neck.
BuzzFeed quiz
She
party.
gonna drink that beer head to toe.
Yeah, I will.
Tis so sweet to trust
Did y'all
in...
get my quiz party?
Yes. I'm trying to put in my first name, but it was trying to autofill my credit card.
You should spell it
Calling
Colleon.
You should spell it your social security number. And also the last 4 digits of your credit card. And
Ashley
whatever the
is the
security
host.
code is.
Ashley is the host.
Rev.
It's like a Kahoot.
It's Rev.
This is so fun.
I'm gonna start the party.
Yeah, I put my name in as Rev because I wanted to.
3, 2, 1. Are y'all seeing this?
I've
Yes.
seen it. Mine didn't go that quick.
Choose a season.
Easy.
I picked fall.
What would you
Oh,
be
should we
doing
say?
if it's raining outside?
Yeah.
I picked
I would
summer.
say- I picked fall. Fall's my
Yeah, I
favorite
picked
season.
fall.
What'd you
If
be
it's
doing
raining outside, what am I
outside?
going to do? Definitely not with a good book.
Cuddled up indoors. with a
Running
good
errands
book.
regardless? No.
Mm-mm.
Cooking your favorite meal? Playing in the rain? Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm cuddled up indoors with a good book.
Watching, I'm going to say watching.
I'm gonna
good
watch a movie.
Yeah, I'm going to watch a good movie. Choose an absolute must-have for a spa day at home. Foot soaker.
Bathtub pillow is crazy work.
That is crazy. Why would you stay in the water
Waterfall
long enough to
shower,
fall asleep? It's literally going to
Essential
get
oil
so cold.
diffuser,
I'm gonna get the
hot stones,
diffuser.
face mask. My problem
gonna
with the rain
do-
shower is the water pressure is not doing it.
No.
I'm going
I
to do
don't
waterfall
feel clean.
shower because if I have a waterfall shower, that means I probably have a different shower head. You know, because I'm
True.
wealthy enough.
Oh yeah, because you're rich.
Oh, like there's one on top of you and there's another
And then
one
there's
too.
pressure on the sides.
Okay.
Like
Whoa.
a car wash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm literally a human in a car wash.
Y'all ever seen Cars 2?
Yes.
When
Yeah.
Tomato goes in the bathroom
Oh my. Tomato.
and he messes up the bidet.
Okay, which
Oh.
of these places do you prefer? The
Oh, wait, I
countryside,
didn't
the
choose.
beach, the
Hold on, sorry.
mountains,
I was yapping.
the desert, the city, the forest.
I'm gonna do a face mask.
Well, aesthetically, visually, I do prefer the countryside. But life-wise, I think the city.
I'm thinking
I'm
thinking
city.
of smells and
Yeah.
should I think about smells?
No, you
No,
should
that's
pick what you
bias.
prefer.
That's bias.
What you prefer.
Where
no
I would
smells.
rather
That's
be.
bias.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's bias.
I want to be in the countryside.
All right. Choose
But
a
the
word.
forest smells better.
The forest does smell, especially that forest that they have
Yeah.
depicted.
It's pretty. It's all
Choose a
pines.
word to describe you that also describes a candle.
That also-
Hot.
Melty.
Melty.
What?
Melty.
Who's melty?
You know what describes me?
Melty.
Bright.
Bright.
Yeah.
Not hot. Hot.
Definitely not hot.
Stuff? This guy.
Definitely not hot.
Hot stuff.
You know what?
Um,
I'm gonna do fragrant because I like a strong
you are fragrant.
candle. I like strong.
You
cologne.
smell good all
Thank
the
you.
time.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
say
gosh,
comforting.
shut up.
Yeah, you
It's
do smell
true.
good.
You are comforting, Ashley Lynn.
And your scent is distinct enough that when I smelled that Glossier You, I was like, this smells like Colin.
That's so sweet. Sometimes people, well, what was I gonna say? They'll wear cologne that smells like mine, and people will ask if it was mine. I'm trying to remember that because that feels like a lie now that I say it out loud. But I know it's not a lie because people. No, it's when I dress a certain way and people will dress in a way and then tell me that they got it from something I've worn before. And I
You
always
were
think
an
that's
influencer.
yeah, that's. I
You're
feel like
so
that might be fragrant too.
influenced.
Like they caught a whiff of my style.
Well, okay, speaking of fragrant, I forgot to tell you about this the other day. I told Hannah about this, I think. I told somebody about it.
Mm-hmm.
The other evening when I was running,
Yes.
I was at the top of my driveway and there's all kinds of trees like all along the sides of my driveway. And I like turned around and that like marked the end of this lap, and I'm going back towards the road closed sign. Well, maybe I shouldn't dox this.
No, you can dox.
Okay, I'm running towards the road closed sign, and I got a whiff of, it smelled like you. And I don't know if it was something
The
that was...
sewer overflowed.
No. Because, there's still stuff that
It's
blooms.
the wild dogs in the prairie.
There's still stuff that blooms this time of year, and I think it must have been some plant or tree or something that is blooming this time of year. And I smelled it and immediately was like, looked around because I'm like,
What if I was standing behind a tree?
I would be terrified.
I would have
would-
been
I
terrified
could
too,
never
but
have done that.
you weren't. You weren't there. I just smelled what smelled like you, and I thought of you, and that made me happy.
Oh, that's precious, Ash.
And then I kept running.
Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're fragrant.
You're fragrant.
Finally, choose the pattern that you
Whoa.
gravitate towards most.
What'd you choose for the other one?
Oh,
Comforting.
I don't know what I am.
You're pretty melty.
What does that mean?
I don't
You're
even
bright.
know.
You have a
You're
bright,
very
fun
smart.
I feel
personality.
You're pretty. I don't know if I would describe her as warm.
I don't know if I would describe me as warm, but I don't know if I'd describe me as bright either.
I would.
Okay. Would you describe me as bright?
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Whatever
either
you
that or
say.
melty girl.
I want to do melty.
You
What?
can do melty. See what it gives
Melty's
you.
kind of fun.
What if it gives you marshmallow?
What is melty?
Well, when we're at work, we're kind of all
Chocolate.
melty because we're
That's
sweating.
true. I feel like melty's the most mischievous of the six, so
Okay.
I'll take that.
It is
and
pretty
I'll own that.
melty.
Mischievous.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You're on a date. They ask you, all right, what are 3 words to describe yourself out of these 6?
Hot,
melty.
melty, and fragrant.
Yeah,
That's me.
that's a good.
Oh, man. I'm not really vibing with any of these textures.
These are just
hate
various
all of these.
patterns.
These are
They're
ugly.
just like stock photos. I don't
What's
even know
this
how to
one that
describe
looks like a
these.
rusty wall?
That's the one I
does.
like the most.
There's one with a
Actually, I like the
there's some
green.
sparkly one. There's some green stripes. There's
What's
this
that what?
weird yellow beehive looking wall. The
I'm drawn
inside
to
of a
the-
flower.
I'm drawn to the beehive wall.
I'm drawn to the green.
Um,
I'm picking the green.
Or just this regular, like,
I like
white
this
tile.
pink sparkly moment.
Yeah.
Or it kind of looks like a white, like,
Via
woven
Getty.
basket.
Yeah, Getty.
The rose down there on bottom right. I'm just like, what
Yeah.
the H, bro?
Why is it purple?
Why are
gonna-
you purple? You're a
I'm gonna
rose.
pick the yellow.
Are we done with the quiz?
I'm done with quiz. I hate
Done
it.
with
I have
quiz.
to wait for everyone to finish. There's confetti.
Oh, I
This is
see
so
that
love
too.
You got clean cotton.
We're so
okay.
twin.
Okay.
We're so twin.
See what I
Ashley's
mean?
a warm vanilla.
Warm vanilla cookie. What I tell you? What I tell you?
Wait, why
Yes!
did we get the same thing? You're
You're
sleek
warm
and sophisticated.
comforting, like the sweet smell of sugar cookies coming out of the oven. You have a nurturing streak.
Yeah,
making sure
she's
those
so
you love are
nurturer.
cared for, and you place a special importance on family. All of this is true.
You know what?
You can't even deny.
I'm not mad.
You shouldn't beat the allegations because they're true.
Because they're true. Okay.
Yo, we need to get an actual studio so that we have no squeaky. No squeaky above. Intricate layers. Hannah, how do we get the exact same thing when
We're
we
so twin.
don't? But we didn't give these
Y'all
same
didn't pick
answers,
the
did
same
we?
Didn't give any
answers.
of the same answers.
I want to read
You
y'all's.
think it's rigged?
Okay.
You're sleek and sophisticated. While some people may think you're pretty no nonsense, those who get to know you realize that you're full of wonderful, intricate layers.
That's cute. I don't think I give no nonsense. Do I give no nonsense?
I don't know.
Maybe at first,
Oprah.
but then you realize
I'm gonna read
nah,
Ashley's even though you already read it.
She's got nonsense.
You're warm and comforting, like the sweet smell of super cookies coming out of the oven.
Super cookies.
I love me a super cookie.
You are a nurturing steak, making sure those you love are cared for. And
Beautiful.
you have a place for special importance in family.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's Ashley Lynn to a T.
That's me, y'all.
Super cookie.
I love a super cookie.
I like a quiz. Remember that one quiz? You know that quiz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that quiz.
All right, I'm going to give you guys a question
What
from
quiz?
You're about to find out.
I was going to give you a question. Okay.
Unfortunately, we're
All right.
all about to find
Yeah.
out.
It's a Friday night. You're feeling kind of flirty.
Oh my god.
You make a phone call to your
Wrong
local
already.
sandwich shop, but mid phone call you stop and think, "Oh, I have that platter of my own brain in the fridge. Should I, A, continue with the phone call and order Jimmy John's, B, hang up and eat my own brain, C, order Jimmy John's and say brain for later, but later meaning right before Jimmy John's even gets there because you can't help yourself from eating your own brain, or Jimmy John's. Why would you ever eat your own brain? A, B, C, or 4?
4.
Is A not the same as 4?
No, because you're going to eat the brain anyway later.
That was B.
No. B was cancel the call. C is order Jimmy John's but eat the brain before Jimmy John's even gets there because you're so hungry
4.
for your own brain. Really? 4? A, B, C, or 4?
4.
I'm confused.
You guys.
What would you
Okay.
pick?
Obviously, eat the brain. Eat my own brain. And
Just
then...
save the money and cut Jimmy John's out of the equation, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think... Okay. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. All right. Would you rather die 1,000 times in your sleep and then wake up the next morning with a killer headache, or eat your own brain?
Die.
Is that a joke?
No, I'm serious.
Okay, good.
You want to eat
What
your
are you gonna
brain?
do
I
without your
don't want to eat my own
That
brain,
dish is
but all you gotta
squish.
do is once. All you gotta do it is once.
What's that pig brain scrapple? Hold
What?
on. Y'all heard of this?
No.
Scrapple?
Scrapple, I'm pretty sure.
Never. I'm getting
Scrapple.
fresh vibes.
Scrapple
We gotta
is
stop
it's a Northeast
with the brain stuff.
It's a traditional Pennsylvania Dutch, like the Amish dish made from pork brains.
Pork brains. What's
Yeah.
pork rinds? Is that pig skin?
That's skin.
That's skin. Is it real skin
Scrapple.
or is it just
Oh my
Funyuns?
gosh, scrapple to me sounds like it would be a southern word.
Scrapple.
Scrapple. It's a northeastern thing.
It seems like you're just mispronouncing the word
Scrabble?
game. Yes.
Yeah.
Scrabble.
Scrapple. I remember us going to a restaurant once that served scrapple. I refused to try it, but that was scary. Y'all ever had black pudding?
Black pudding?
Have you had black pudding?
Chocolate
Do
pudding.
you know what it is?
Never. I wish it was. I don't think it is,
pig's
but
blood.
Stop.
It's a Welsh, like delicacy. I've had a singular.
Welsh. What are you doing?
bite. It scares me.
Yeah. There's this. Okay, so there's this thing in Slovakia called halushki. It's basically their national food. Why doesn't America have a national food? Do you think it would be a
We got
hamburger?
burgers.
But
But
that's
from,
Hamburg.
Yeah, they're from Germany.
So it's not even ours. We don't have anything that's actually ours except for whatever. Like other
Except for
other
what?
cultures have food.
We just
They've got-
appropriate other things and we turn them into
Yeah,
an
but
American version
their
of that.
currency is other cultures. Their currency is food. Their currency is dance. Their currency is the fabrics that they make. Their currency is like their architecture. Blah blah blah. But our currency is time. You know. What's so American? Busyness.
Being,
American
always
dweeb.
doing something.
I'm
Yeah.
sick of this.
I don't-
Stressing yourself.
I'm not made for the
Yeah.
grind set.
But weirdly enough, if you're not on OnlyFans or you're not doing something that's disgusting or whatever, you can't make. Okay, let me rephrase this. So what I'm seeing in my head is if we want to enjoy life like the French, you know, they're very leisurely. They don't live to. They don't work. They don't live to work. They work to live.
Yeah.
You know, we live to work. That's very us. It's very our style.
Yeah.
And now that we have the economy situation, we have to work to even get to work.
We
know what I'm
have to
saying?
work to work.
Yeah, we have to work to work. And it's just depressing. It's depressing.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing anything, if you don't have that degree or you don't have that plug in or you don't have that networking,
If you're not
whatever.
a nepo baby.
Yeah, if you're not that person, I think it's extra hard to even make a life for yourself that you could stop every once in a while and just enjoy it.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like time goes so fast because you're busy. You're busy, so like you have to stay busy to stay
Yeah.
afloat, and it's stressful.
It is.
And that's what we were going to talk about anyway, right?
Yeah, I do want to talk about stress. How do
Good
you
God.
why are things stressful? What even is stress?
We're not built for it. It's
But what
Like,
is it?
well,
You know?
It's like our internal body, like back when we actually had to, as humans, had to fight for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like actually going to the store or something.
Yeah, like men used
we
to
had
hunt.
we had to kill things or whatever. We killed each other. We still do that occasionally.
We do that.
I'm not involved.
I don't participate.
But that's originally what it is. It's like, it's basically fight or flight.
Okay.
And now
We
that
just don't have the
it's-
same outlets as we did before.
it's morphed into like fitting our lifestyles, but that's where it comes from.
Makes
Like it's
sense.
the
It's
same
like
part of the brain. The fear.
It's hormonal
The fear, yeah,
as well. Like cortisol is
Mhm.
the hormone
for stress.
that's released in the body. Yeah, that helps you regulate. Well, yeah, regulate stress.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's like adrenal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, that makes sense, like evolutionarily, I guess, you know? Well, I guess like biologically. And
Right.
like in the mornings, your cortisol levels are naturally high. That's why,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like they say you're really not supposed to drink coffee like right away because, you know, caffeine raises cortisol because
Right.
that's a stimulant. And you already have like high levels of cortisol naturally in the mornings because, you know, whenever
Back in the
like
day when we was hunting.
yeah, when we was hunting, you're up and literally at 'em.
Yeah.
Like it's like I gotta go survive. I gotta go provide for me
Mm-hmm.
and my family.
My family.
And it's still kind of like
It's we
that.
family.
Which I mean, you know,
Just in a
that's
different
It's like
way.
that, but
Just in a different
everything's.
way.
I feel like everything's self-centered now. We're
like-
really just working for us. Like
Oh, I
we're
agree.
all of our life surrounds us and what we
Yeah.
want. You know,
Us and what we want and what we care
which
about.
the most stressful, anxiety-ridden times in my life are where I'm focused the most on me.
yeah.
That's part of like the work culture in America too, because so much of it is based on independence,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Not even just from that, but like the societal expectation that like, oh, you go off to college, you move out of your parents' house, you blah blah blah, you do this, you do that. Like there's
Yeah.
specific stages that are previously established, like, you know, the general whatever, all of which are based upon independence.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because deep down we know that we're just supposed to be free?
Free of all
Just
these
free.
constraints.
Yeah, free in general. Like we have a free country, but at the same time, we're only free to just do stuff. We just don't have to ask permission, you know?
Yeah,
I-
like we're
Yeah.
We're free
not
in that
free
sense.
because of society.
Yeah,
Right.
we are not free
I don't
of
consider that true for
certain things. Yeah. A lot of just our day-to-day life is consumed by slavery to our phones, slavery to the system. I don't want to say the man, but I mean like
I'll be
if
the man.
we went to war and they called a draft, like I'd have to go.
Yeah.
I could
You
get
know-
out of that. I'd find a way.
Are you in
I've
the
actually
you're not
thought about
drafted,
this.
are you?
Oh, they can conscript women now.
What?
You haven't heard about this?
No.
They can conscript
That's
women.
wild.
But I could get out of it.
I mean, yeah, and then I'm a slave to like gas prices, or I'm a slave to grocery prices, or I'm a slave to when my boss schedules me, and if I don't go, then well, I'll either have to find a cover or I'll just like, okay, we don't need you anymore, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Everything,
Everyone feels disposable.
yeah, and that's where I find the most stress. Like if I
And it's
feeling
underperform,
disposable.
yeah, if I underperform and I'm not needed anymore.
Yeah. And really, like, if you have what is really scary is, like, if you have a time, like, most of the time, like, even though these things are stressful, we do handle it and we, like, somehow are able to, like,
Pull
stay
through,
in
yeah.
this game
Yeah.
that we're in. But, like, you know that if somehow you have like a lapse in this, like a lapse in my ability to be able to take care of this stress and like maintain myself through stress, then yeah, you could lose a lot of stuff. You could lose, I mean, first thing I think of is your job, because you're just talking about that, you know, you don't show up, then yeah, they'll replace you.
Yeah.
You can lose relationships because, you know, if you're taking time for yourself and you don't take time to reach out for friends, then they move on without you.
Right.
And that's scary too. And it's like managing stress and stuff is just you figuring out how to just, you know, juggle everything that you're juggling and like keep all the balls in the air and don't drop anything.
Yeah.
And that's really scary.
When is it okay to just drop something?
I don't know.
I think when you need to.
If it's causing you like physical and mental, like,
yeah.
But what about commitments?
Not only affecting you, when it's not only affecting you, but it's also affecting other people. I've thought about this a lot because I'm not to get super serious on this podcast.
Get super serious.
We're super serious. We're talking about stress. It's super
But,
serious.
I mean, I've been open for years about like my journey with mental health, and that is one thing that I've had to like really be into my own brain, is that it's okay to take a break, because we're not built for this. Everyone needs a break. There were times in high school that I'd have to take a week off, and I'm lucky that I had the luxury to be able to do that, that the school that I went to allowed me to do that. But I don't know, I feel like if the people around you don't give you the space you need to care for yourself, as much as it sucks and is maybe not practical all the time, like, that is not where you need to be.
Yeah,
There are better places to be. There's always somewhere else where that you can find that.
Yeah.
And for me, the hardest part of that is like getting myself to let go, because I feel like I'm letting somebody down, or I'm letting myself down, or I'm backing out on a commitment that I made, or like whatever. But in my mind, like from the other perspective, if someone I love, or like even just know, if someone I know is going to cancel a commitment in order to make sure that they're well, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll figure it out.
I'll be mad though, because
Really?
If somebody cancels,
I will try not to be mad, but typically I'll think, so you would rather bail and put all of your stress and my stress on me, rather than share the load.
Right.
Because I'm a high performer in the things that I care about.
You are.
And when I'm like, for instance, today at church, we're redoing the sanctuary for the Reach this weekend. So much fun. It's one of my favorite things. But because I'm a late planner, not everybody's available to do it when I'm doing it. So that leaves me alone in the sanctuary for an extended period of time with my own thoughts for hours and hours and hours.
Ask us next time.
With no other input.
I'll pull up.
Okay, cool. You guys should pull up tomorrow morning. Well, actually, you're working my shift.
I'm working all day tomorrow.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Get
Like
that
13
money,
hours.
bro. Get that money, bro.
I'm working 40 hours this week.
Do we have meeting tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
6 to 8.
Cool. Well, anyways, so I'll overload my plate
Yeah.
because I really love my job. I love being creative and I love doing a lot.
Right.
But even though I love it, it still stresses me out.
yeah.
Do you...
So I don't want to bail on somebody who's doing something like that and say, oh, it's just too much for me right now, I can't do it. Because I know that person was probably waiting on me so that their workload would be diminished. You know what I'm saying?
I think you can't look at it from a... Unless you know that that's their intent, I feel like you can't... And this is way easier said than done, but like look at it from a malicious perspective. like with the assumption that, not the assumption, but just like the underlying thought that maybe they're doing this in order to, like, I don't know, slack off or whatever. Not necessarily, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. They're not doing it because they just don't want to go.
Right. But also, like, do you think, don't take this the wrong way either, this is just me saying this.
I'm open.
But do you think it's really fair to put that assumption on other people if you're loading up your plate in the first place?
No, I don't think it's fair.
Okay.
I don't think it's fair, which is where my flesh comes in, where I feel offended.
Right.
But I know that the wise thing is not to trust my feelings, because my feelings lie to me all the time. You know, like
literally
when people text me things and there's no punctuation, you guys know, you read that a totally different way, and then my feelings are hurt when
Like
that's not even their intention.
With no punctuation?
Yeah.
I'm the opposite.
With,
If there's punctuation, I feel like you're mad at me.
What?
Like if there's a period at the end of a sentence.
I usually only have, so I only use one. So I'll never double use punctuation in a text message. I'll use one exclamation point.
You use proper grammar, so like, and I know you, so like,
I know, like I'm running
fine.
through every text
No,
I've ever
I knew
sent.
what you were doing. You were like, does it really? And I was like, not you. Sometimes I feel like you're mad at me. I know you're not, but I feel like you are, because that's just me.
I
Unless
feel
you
that
are
way
mad at me.
all the time. Not towards you, but toward most people that
I just feel like
text
everyone's
with.
mad at me all the time.
That's the thing that I jump
Been there.
to.
because
Like,
nobody's
if-
honest. Just tell me.
Yeah,
for
that's what I was gonna
real.
say. Like that's what's important, I think, about this. Like if you do have to drop a commitment or
Be
cancel
honest,
plans or
yeah.
something, just talk about it. And maybe sometimes like it feels like if I explain myself, okay, they're gonna think that I'm just like fishing for sympathy, letting them know this is a cop out for me. But I have to think in my head, like, I'm just being honest with them. I'm just telling them why. And also, it's like, so the communication helps. I think that helps with like misunderstandings. And I feel like most of the people that, not that I've like always hung out with, but like most of the people that I hang out with now would understand that, like, I'm not just trying.
Right.
I'm not just looking for a cop out. And like that, even if initially, okay, they're disappointed, maybe they're upset with me, like eventually once they thought about it, that they would understand.
I think it's a matter of knowing your people.
Yeah,
Like,
agreed.
this goes back to the, like, if somebody doesn't give you the space for that, even if like I don't even think you need to get someone else's permission to have that
because
space.
you don't have to do anything
I
you don't.
I do think it's important to be considerate of other people's circumstances and their feelings and such, but I mean, at a certain point there's only so much you can do, and if what you can do is to, because also if you're putting yourself in the position where you're doing something that you really can't do, you're underperforming.
Yeah.
You're not doing your best. Is that better? Because
I think my question is, how do we not get to that point?
yeah,
How do
I
we
mean, that's the
rest
point.
enough? How do we know and learn ourselves
Right.
enough so that we don't get to the place where we have to
Where you
call and cancel a commitment?
Right.
Well, I've talked about this. I think it's been a few weeks ago now, but I think I talked to Julie about this. And it was regarding like plans that I never like really wanted to do, like,
For real.
which is, it made me feel mean, but
It's not mean to not want to do something.
yeah. But also like knowing when you're talking about like overloading yourself, like knowing yourself, avoiding impulsive agreements. Like if somebody asks you, like I ask you right now
Guilty.
on the spot, like, do you want to go do this
Let me forget.
tomorrow? I am really bad about I'm working on this. I'm
You are
working
getting
on
be-
this.
I can tell you're getting better at it, and I like that.
But like I have to, because the people pleaser in me, which is what I am to my core, I don't know how to fight this.
You're real.
wants to say yeah, because I want them to be happy with me. I want them to be pleased with me, and I want to be with the person that asks me. But it can be at your detriment sometimes. So like if you avoid just impulsively saying yeah, without thinking about, oh yeah, there's those other things I have to do,
Right.
and then oh my gosh, the day after that's booked too, and I'm tired from today, and then, like I would just say, okay, that's tomorrow Ashley's problem.
Yeah.
But tomorrow Ashley and the next day Ashley is going to be exhausted.
Yeah.
So that helps, just like don't feel pressured that you have to give an answer like immediately right away. And I don't think that's a cop out. I think that's like if you have a lot on your plate and you just want to think about it and you want to give somebody like a thoughtful answer, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think.
But we're all people pleasers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the two biggest
Agreed.
things for me, especially when it comes to doing stuff, but the biggest thing for me when it comes to doing things is not only thinking about if I want to do it, but also thinking about the logistical aspects of that.
Yeah.
And how, like, again, taking into consideration those other factors, like how am I going to feel? I have all these things to do, like, because I can want to do something all day long, and I probably do, but at the end of the day, it's like sometimes you have to delay that gratification, which in my opinion always ends up making it sweeter, like when you actually get to do something. But like making sure that I am not only focusing on what I want, but also what is best for me and best for other people, because sometimes those aren't the same.
Yeah.
But I mean, the biggest thing that helps me keep myself from burning out is therapy. Like, I'll say that until I die. Just having an outlet where you can, and I'm very privileged to be able to go to therapy. Not everyone can afford therapy, and I wish that it wasn't the case.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't so expensive to be able to afford a good therapist. But like, if you have the ability to go to therapy, I always recommend it, because one, it's confidential, so you can say whatever you need to say, but it's also nice to talk to somebody that's on the outside of everything.
They don't have a stake in it.
That's not involved with anything. Even if you have a friend or somebody on the, like, quote unquote outside of everything, they still know you. They're biased by you. These are completely unbiased professionals. I also think a lot of people can tend to treat their friends as therapists, which, don't get me wrong, friends are meant to carry each other's burdens. I do believe that. But there's a certain point at which I'm like, dude, you gotta seek help. Like, I can't do much for you.
Yeah.
And I think that is helpful for everybody involved, because everyone's just a little bit healthier in that aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Burnout is totally
sucks.
tough. Do you think it's a sign of privilege that we can be stressed or be anxious?
I think it's a sign of privilege that we can be stressed in the way that we are stressed. Be stressed about things.
True.
About like
True.
our
That's
problems
a better way to put it.
Like,
in perspective to problems that other people have.
We
like
can still have big problems.
Yeah.
But in comparison to other things, I do still think it's a blessing that this is what I'm stressed about. Most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes there are things I'm like, bro, what is this?
Yeah. So if you could step out of your body and look yourself in the face in that stressful moment or that anxious moment or that, I guess stress and all these things boil down to just fear, fear of underperforming and like missing your deadline or looking bad. Yeah. A fear of something. Like, what would you tell yourself?
I would say this isn't going to last. Like, you're not going to feel like this forever, because, I mean, no feeling, good or bad, is permanent.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of a scary thing to think,
Yeah.
because good stuff Not good stuff. Good stuff's
Yeah,
permanent.
good stuff is gonna last
Good stuff's
forever.
Good stuff's gonna
permanent.
last forever. But good feelings and bad feelings, you're not gonna feel that way forever. So that's the thing that really gets me, I feel like, is my brain tricks me into thinking, oh gosh, like it will feel like this forever. Like I'm never not gonna feel like this. And that's just not true. Because even things I stress about, things I've stressed about in the past, things I've stressed about super recently are now in the past.
Yeah.
And it worked out the way it was going to work out. Yeah. Some stuff's still ongoing. I feel like maybe sometimes you get numb to it and you just keep
Slip under the
coasting.
rug,
Yeah, with like the way you're going. But I think that would be the main thing is like whenever you're really feeling like it's on top of you, it's not. I mean, it's there, not to invalidate the way you
Right,
feel, but
yeah.
you're not going to feel like that forever.
Yeah, you can know that you're valid in feeling the way that you feel, and also at the same time acknowledge that it's irrational.
Yeah.
I think for me, I have a big problem with the coasting thing, especially because, again, I've been dealing with mental health issues for so long. Like, this is my normal. And there are times when times are good and great, and I love those times. And those are
What is your
awesome. I
what is it
appreciate those.
like? Have you been diagnosed?
Yeah,
mental
man.
health?
I've got ADHD. I got depression. I got anxiety. I got the whole bill. I got the whole bill, dog. I got a laundry list.
Are you medicated for those
Yes,
things?
I am, and I also believe that helps me personally.
Okay.
I've done both. I've done both. For me, it's like not being medicated is higher highs but also lower lows, right? And being medicated is kind of levels it out a little more,
Okay.
so it's not as extreme. And I just feel like more consistent. But I think for me, because this is something that I've dealt with for so long, just being such an anxious person, and like constant worry and fear about anything and everything ever,
Yeah.
that I have learned how to put it on the back burner, not in a way that is helpful, but in a way that just like I'm basically procrastinating my own anxiety.
Just like gets you through.
Right.
Yeah.
Until I end up in a burnout. But my therapist told me something like when I first started seeing the one I'm seeing now, over a year ago. I was talking about it, and she was like, "It's okay to sit in it."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't do that enough. I don't let myself sit in it enough. And
Because that's what they used to do for immunization.
right.
They'd give you the illness,
Yeah.
so that you would get, you
It's
wouldn't catch
okay.
it even
It's
worse.
okay to feel it. It's
Yeah.
okay to sit in it. Like, I feel like the moment at least me personally, I feel something negative, my immediate reaction is to like get rid of it. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
that
want
I
yeah.
think that's our
I
nature.
don't want that in my
Yeah.
life. I don't
Yeah.
want that in me now. Like, but I think sitting in it allows for you to understand yourself more and understand your feelings and your fear and everything more. And also, for me, like, sitting in it means processing things. Like,
Yeah.
if you're fully processing something, it's easier for you to come out on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Which is like why for me songwriting is such an outlet, because that's how I process things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we fear things that we don't know.
Right.
And if you spend time with something,
You get to know it.
Yeah.
Like getting to know your fear, also like putting like a name or a face or an idea, like personalizing your fear or
Yeah. Making it
whatever
less of a foreign thing.
right. Like
it kind of takes away its power.
it does. Whatever it is, like that you're ailed by, like putting I don't know, just associating that with something helps a lot.
Yeah.
Because it feels less of this like looming presence and more of something that's just like stood in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can push out the way
Yeah.
when you need to.
Or
or
what
you can give a handshake and walk away peacefully.
period. what helps me the most is when I'm feeling those things, I never say that I am anxious. Like I am worried. I am afraid. Like I don't attach those things to me. If I stepped out and I said, no, you are feeling anxious.
Yeah, you're not.
You're not anxiety. You're not all these other things that you're saying you are. And I think that we're emotionally illiterate as a generation.
I agree.
Like everything is anxiety now. Nothing is anything else. Like we have no sensitivity to deeper, richer, helpful emotions. Instead, we just medicate our emotions when anxiety, like that's a natural fight or flight response.
I think
when we put ourselves, I think it depends too. But for most things, anxiety comes from self-centeredness. It's putting your faith in the worst case scenario for you.
I think I understand what you're saying. I do agree to a certain.
When do we have anxiety about someone else?
But, I have anxiety about other people all the time.
I don't know.
But
is that worry or anxiety?
I feel like the way that I have anxiety regarding other people
is in reference to you.
Yeah, it's the way they perceive me.
Yeah.
And that does go back to me. That goes back to self. Like worried about the way I look or the way I seem.
Yeah.
What I feel like they thought I meant when I said that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Bars.
Sorry.
How I look from the
exact-
side.
Yeah.
I think I have body dysmorphia
Yeah.
to a degree.
I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that.
When I was like 18, 19 and being trained like in the modeling world, they taught you, like they put you in front of this mirror that surrounded you completely, and they told you to become conscious about what you look like from all angles, every single, even from down below.
Oh my gosh.
Like no matter where you were seen from all angles, no matter what you were doing. And that like when I was on the guard stand at work, when I was lifeguarding, I would be like mewing, like making sure that
hyper aware of that.
like making sure that the light was always catching my face the right way.
Oh my gosh.
And it made me totally hyper aware of every single thing, like how my shirt falls in the back. At any, like sometimes I will walk a certain way so that my shirt falls a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's actually exhausting. I think that's probably why my back hurts so much, because I'm walking such a certain way. But that's when I learned to be aware of what I look like from every angle.
Right.
And when now I haven't had a picture taken of me professionally or really in general in a long time, now that we're taking a lot of pictures of me, I look different, and it's kind of driving me crazy.
Really?
A little bit. I can handle it. Like I said, I can step outside my body.
Right.
I can say, this is where you're at, bro. You're like 29. You're not 18 anymore.
Yeah.
Which is not scary. It's a privilege to grow old to get older.
It truly
and
is.
to live. But it's a deep-seated thing. I'm very conscious of what I look like from all angles.
Yeah.
Probably most of the time. Even when I lay in bed. Like I'll make sure that if anyone was to walk in, I look fine.
Yeah. You're
Isn't
real.
that
I do
weird?
that too.
Gosh.
Like when I lay down in bed, I lay so that my hair won't be messed up in the morning.
You're so real.
It always is.
You need to
Obviously,
get
it
you a
always is.
bonnet.
I need a
my God.
bonnet.
Silk
Yeah,
bonnet.
dude.
Christmas present. Write that down.
Yeah. Right there.
Right,
Can you write that
somebody
down?
write that down.
I do that too.
Our intern just wrote that down.
Yeah. Wait. Who's our intern? Is it that guy that sleeps down there?
Yeah.
Under your bed.
Okay.
Yeah. That little fool down there.
Yeah, little fool. You stupid little fool.
He doesn't talk.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk on this podcast.
Yeah.
He just crawls out the bed to confirm that he's alive.
We
every
throw
once in
him a
while.
notepad.
Yeah.
We throw some nuts down there every once in a while.
He's
A
not
couple
getting
Brazil
any of these
nuts.
pomegranates.
Yeah.
Do
Whatever
you
the worst ones are left in the trail mix.
do you have shame from your stress?
Shame
Not anymore.
from
Like,
being
Do you feel
stressed?
ashamed of being stressed?
No.
No.
And
Okay.
I feel privileged that I'm at the point in my life that I don't. Because there was a long, and that might change. It probably will.
Mm-hmm.
But there was so long that like I hated that I was stressed, and I felt like no one else was stressed, and I was stressed. I was stressed about everything all the time. There was always something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think it's fair to yourself to be ashamed of a feeling that you can't necessarily always control. Also, like, stress in its truest form is a strength, right?
Yeah.
Its whole purpose is to, again, warn you, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I'm never anymore, at least right now, ashamed about being stressed. Usually it's more about how stress is affecting me. Like, that's what I get weird about.
Like your sleep or your skin or your...
Yeah,
whatever.
or like how I present to other people in the midst of my stress. If like me being stressed affects my performance in certain areas, or if, I don't know, usually it's like that's what I get. Not even ashamed, but just like, well, yeah, I guess ashamed, embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
Ashamed is too strong, but embarrassed.
Yeah.
You know, about that's usually. But I don't think I ever get ashamed about feeling anxiety,
Yeah.
which I appreciate.
I think I feel ashamed of stress because not a lot in my life is stressful unless I make it stressful. Like I said at church right now, I'm doing this big project, we're flipping the room, and if I was to act stressed, people might get proven right that I put too much on my plate, and then I would be ashamed of being wrong.
Oh, okay.
So I would not want to act stressed, which therefore says I'm ashamed of my stress.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that means you're ashamed of feeling stress. I think that, like...
Maybe
means,
deep down I knew I shouldn't have done so much.
Yeah, or I think you're maybe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but more ashamed of, one, how that stress presents to other people.
Probably.
What they think, what you think that says about you to other people. Not only
Just
about
scattered.
you, but your heart and your work ethic.
Yeah, I
and
think
whatever,
I
blah,
would
blah, blah.
I would be afraid of being viewed as scattered.
Right. But also, I don't think you feel ashamed from like the actual feeling of being stressed. Just more of like a, if I had done this in the first place, I wouldn't have put myself in this position.
Yeah.
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 Which I don't think necessarily is shame either. It's probably more like annoyance and or regret.
Yeah.
Mislabeled as shame, or shame because of annoyance and or regret.
I feel like I feel shame from the way I let stress affect me.
Right.
Like what y'all are saying. Like if I'm stressed and this is like regarding other people, I think, because I feel like I'm always super like hyper aware of this, like what I do, like how that affects other people. And if I'm stressed, I'm like less likely, well, I feel like I'm still aware of it, but my ability to make sure that everybody involved is okay is lowered. So like I feel like if I like am stressed out and somebody asks me a question and I snap at them, or I you know like I don't know, or even just don't don't fully take the time to think about what they asked me or do a task that they asked me like the best way that I can, I feel ashamed of that.
Yeah.
Like I feel ashamed that like I know I put too much pressure on myself about that anyway, but at the end of the day, like when all that's over, I'm like, you didn't handle that well.
Yeah.
Like you made somebody else like not suffer, but you let this affect somebody else, and you shouldn't do that. You are fully equipped to not do that.
Yeah.
Do you ruminate on that?
Yeah.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, I do.
I'll get home and I'll think about that stuff. I think about stuff from years ago.
I know.
From when I was like, oh my God.
I wallow
13,
in that.
10, 8.
Bro.
And I, like, feel a deep sense of embarrassment.
Yeah.
Like, it just happened.
It's like, I
It's
guess it is
crazy.
like, I don't know. I guess now that I guess it's like,
Now that we're old and seasoned.
well, no. The way, like, we're saying, like, shame and regret, it's all, like, semantics, I guess. Like, what's
Yeah.
the difference? But maybe it is just regret. Like, maybe it's, like, regret that, I don't know, I didn't do better. Like, I didn't do better by this person.
Things tend to, like, stem into other things.
Yeah.
Which, going back to what you said earlier about how, like, everyone only feels anxiety, I actually don't even think that's true. I think that's just what people know to label it as.
Yeah,
Well, 'cause that's the
associate all of that-
buzzword.
yeah,
Right,
they
that's the
associate all of that
buzzword.
together.
But we
They
don't know
have-
any other deeper
Right.
emotions. Like, what are they called?
I think, like, knowing them and feeling them and being able to put words to it are two different things. I wish that we were better at putting words to our feelings.
This feels like
As a
anxiety is
society.
crippling, but other things are not. So therefore we take other things, and when we slap anxiety on it, everything knocks us out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't treat the flu with medicine for a cold. You know, like, it takes more than that.
Yeah.
There's things that are for that. There's things you would do for that.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from, but I really do feel like if I'm just sad, and then that sadness bleeds into something else that I'm doing, and then I label it as anxiety, then I miss out on getting to take care of myself when I'm just sad.
Yeah.
Rather than what would I do when when anxious me shows up.
Well, yeah. I think that's a knowing yourself thing. Knowing the difference between your own feelings and knowing what they are.
But that comes from education, like
Right,
educating
which is a
yourself on what.
privilege. It's a privilege to be able to know
Differentiate.
Yeah.
what your feelings are. Some people don't have the time
Yeah.
to sit with themselves.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that I have the time to sit with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've learned a lot about how God designed me to feel, and just the original design for man was to walk with him in the cool of the day and to tend the earth. That when God made the earth, it was good, but he still put Adam in the garden to tend it. Like, why would something that was made by God need to be tended? Why do we assume that everything should, like, if we're in the right spot, we're in the sweet spot of life, why should everything be great? No problems, no issues. But God designed us to work for the good things. Like, everything comes in its due season, which means you prune and you plant again, and then you keep going through those motions. He's not passive, and that's taught me to not be passive with my emotions. It's not just going to go away. Like, I have to tend to myself.
And
It's
be
a practice.
patient.
It's a muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that everyone's like strive for perfection is really just like a strive for peace. The
Oh, yeah.
only reason
Cool of the day, bro.
anybody wants everything to be quote unquote perfect is because you want to just
Rest.
be in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said it. dude, that's what we
Rest.
want. That's what we're made to do.
Yeah.
Is rest.
And like
Frolic,
what we're
dog.
talking about, the whole what?
I'm made to frolic, dog.
Yeah.
Eat that tree of life, bro. That's what we're made for. Go ahead. Sorry.
What's the timestamp on this right now?
I don't even know, but we'll wrap up in a second. Ashley, what you say will be the last
Yes.
thing.
I love this.
Close us out.
I don't know what I was gonna
Ashley.
say.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
That's what I get for making jokes.
I have brain fog.
You were talking about rest.
Yeah. Rest, peace.
Oh, like that circles back to what we were saying. Like what I think started this conversation is that, frankly, the society we live in doesn't really give us. That's not built into that. You know, like the hustle never
The
stops.
mindset.
Yeah. You know, like that's it, but it is important. I think there are ways to end on maybe a little bit of a uplifting note if we want to do that.
Yeah.
Like there are ways that we can, I don't know, maybe cheat the system.
Yeah, you
If
need
the
to be
system,
deliberate about it.
yeah, if the system is made to make us hustling all the time and stressing us out about
Don't
money
quit your job.
and our cars and, you know, keeping our houses and stuff, all these are important things. We got to eat. We got to feed our kids. We got to do stuff. But there are things we can do to take care of ourselves
Yes.
and to manage our stress. And I think one of the things that helps a lot is talking about it like we just did.
Weekly wins helps me a lot personally. Segue.
Weekly
Wow, what a
wins.
I just
segue.
segued so good. Are y'all
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah,
Y'all
that
catch
I feel like that
Yeah,
was
dude.
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
There was a point in
Talking
that
about it's a lot.
conversation where like y'all were saying stuff and I realized I was sitting over here like this.
Really? Yeah. Because you were stressed?
You were stressed about the
Yeah.
stress conversation?
I was sitting here gripping
White knuckled the
Yeah.
whip on the arm.
and then I just like relaxed
Yeah.
and I was like, wait, this isn't me. Like this
Yeah.
isn't who I am. We're just talking about it.
We're just yapping.
A
When I'm
temporary
stressed, I get
thing.
ulcers in my throat.
Really?
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just get.
Or
I shut down.
you just shut down. You just don't do anything.
Yeah.
Become unproductive.
Literally.
Or I get more productive.
Mm.
I have to clean everything.
I could get more productive to a certain extent, but I just do everything bad. You know?
And then you have to go back and do it again.
Yeah, and
That's
then so I have to
crazy.
work twice as hard.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
It's fun.
I think my weekly win was probably this conversation.
It was sweet.
I've been really stressed about pod stuff and feeling like we have to perform for people. But I think people just want to have conversations with us.
Also, we hold the power.
We hold the power.
We can literally
This
do
is
whatever
our
the
pod.
frick
Screw
we
you.
want.
No screw, no
We
screw.
can
No
do
screw, no screw.
whatever
We
we
can-
want.
I think these sorts of conversations are probably what we're meant we're made for, because
Yeah,
we all have
I
different
agree.
perspectives and we have very different lives.
Yeah.
So
Different lives.
like the fact that all of our stress corresponds is it's hopeful, it's encouraging.
Oh,
because
yeah, to
everyone is
Yeah.
dealing with it.
To share something
Yeah.
like that.
I
Yeah.
wrote about that for my philosophy essay today.
Really?
The human condition
Really?
was
Yes.
the name of my
We're
essay.
all in this together.
And
We literally are.
We're all stars singing
bueno.
We're all in the anyway.
Yeah.
My weekly win. I don't know. This is a monthly or life win or something, but I feel like even though I've been sad the past couple weeks, I don't know why.
Bruh,
I just
it's
been
natural.
sad.
Feelings
I don't
come
know
and go
why.
like seasons.
But even like right now, even if I were to wake up tomorrow feeling sad, like I am just feeling so grateful for everything that I have and everything that I've been gifted in the past like few months, in the past year. And just how much that's bettered me as a person, and I don't know. Ashley's about to cry. Allowed me to grow. I love you.
It's not me.
And
it's the
I don't know if it's just because my birthday was Wednesday. I don't know if it's just because I turned 21 and I'm feeling old and decrepit now or something.
You're not
What?
old nor decrepit.
Literally what?
I'm 29 and I'm Uncrepid.
He's so
but
youthful even still.
stuff like that just makes me feel so much more appreciative for what I have and where I am and what I've come from and where I've come from. Like, I think back to my birthdays, like 16, 17, 18. Like, I never thought I was going to end up where I was going to end up. I didn't want to end up where I was going to end up. I was like, if I had told myself this is what I was doing right now, I would have been so mad. I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
But I'm just feeling really appreciative and grateful. I'm grateful of you too. You guys are awesome. You're little sweet guys. They took me out for my birthday.
You with our
so
whole
sweet.
heart. Ashley Lynn, are you crying?
She's not crying. She's not crying, guys.
Oh my gosh.
I'm fine.
I don't know. I'm feeling really grateful.
Oh,
Ask me
should
tomorrow.
we
That
all
might not be
snuggle?
Okay.
Okay, cool. We'll do
Deep
that
breath,
later.
snuggle.
We'll do that later. We'll do a
Alright.
we'll do a bees.
I'm gonna do that off air, y'all.
Yeah.
It's on air. It's 30 minutes of silence.
Just some rustling
Anyway,
around.
yeah, that was
every once in a
my
while.
win. I don't know what kind of win that was, but it was
So
one.
That was a
sweet.
good
That's
win,
my
bro.
best win for you. Your
Uh. best
best win for me. Whatever.
Whatever.
That's so sweet. My win. My win. I'm gonna say, if I can, my win is this whole day. Like today, from start to finish. Well, it's not finished yet, but we're closer
From
to the
start to
end
now.
than when I began this
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
It's just been a really good day. Like it.
That's sweet.
Well, can we dox what day it is?
Yeah. Today's
It's
Sunday.
Sunday.
Today's Sunday.
Yeah. Bees, no. Regulars, they're not bees. We're
Regular.
We're
bees.
bees.
We're stressed. And you know what? We did record this on Sunday and it's coming out on Tuesday. And who cares? Live with
Yeah.
that.
I personally don't. I actually prefer
I don't
this.
care.
I love it.
I like
This is
this.
great.
You're gonna live with that, and you're gonna be fine.
Unedited.
Unedited episode.
Unedited,
Yeah.
uncut,
You know what?
uncut gems.
I'm not stressed
I've
out.
actually never seen that movie.
You're not
I'm
stressing about
not
it?
gripping these handles. I'm just sitting like
These are my
this
morning
now.
affirmations. Ashley's manspreading.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
For the radio, Ashley is now not manspreading.
I'm
She was
not.
Ashley now has her
opposite.
I'm
legs
the
crossed
opposite.
like a lady.
Yes.
I'm sitting like a lady.
Yes.
But yeah, today's just been a really good day from start to now. I went to church
Yeah, you
at
did.
Collins
And
Church.
I didn't get to sit with you, but I loved.
But it's okay.
Loved hugging you at
It's
the end.
okay.
Everybody was so freaking out that you were there.
I know.
They're like, Ashley Lee.
I know.
It was so fun.
Courtney runs up to me and she's like, Ashley Lynn,
Love Courtney.
I heard
Courtney,
you.
I love you. You're awesome.
She's like, I
know
heard
you're
you were
gonna hear
here.
this.
Wait, she heard you?
Yeah,
were
she's
there?
like, I heard you were
I know
here.
that voice.
But I didn't know where you were. And I'm like,
I know
what?
that accent
Like, I was
anywhere.
in the vicinity and people were
People-
aware of it.
yeah.
You're a celeb.
Ashley, you don't realize that when you walk in the room, people actually
We notice.
freak out.
Girl, I don't call you the people's princess lightly. Like, you truly, like, people feel it when you walk into the
Because
room.
most of VLC goes to good stuff.
Well,
So
yeah,
when
that's
you
what I was
walk
saying. Like, I
in-
talked to so many people there, and I think it was
Most of
Alex, and he was like,
You're real.
I see you so much, I forgot you don't, like, come here every week. And I was like, yeah, hi.
Well, it was really sweet.
I mean,
Yeah, I was happy to be there. I went with Julie, and it was good. I'm glad I went. And then after, I got to work with the cows. It was good to be with the cows.
one of them
And
got pooped on his face.
one of them, his face had poop all over it.
All over it. Did you spray him
Yeah.
off?
Face
No.
mask.
Couldn't get to him. He didn't want my help.
He wanted to sit in that.
He wanted to sit in that, which good for him, brother.
Ew.
But yeah, I got to do that. I got to work with my dad. Like, me and my dad are a great team. Like, we know each other very well. We know what needs to be done. And it's almost like I know what he's going to do next, and he knows what I'm going to do next. So we really don't have to
Well-oiled.
talk. We just, you know,
it.
catch
So you just get to
cows.
talk to each other through your actions. And
Yeah.
stuff.
And it's something we both love to do. And yeah, we did that. I saw my mama. Well, I see my mama a lot, but I saw her today, and that
I
was
saw
good.
her for the first time in 20
I met my
years.
mother.
I've never known a mother.
But then I went home and I made myself some chicken with this seasoning I really like. It's called kickin' chicken, and it's like spicy. There's like
That's what I do as a hobby. I go out
That's awful.
kicking chicken.
You kick
I
chick.
kick chickens.
You
I do. I take my right foot, I rear back, and I shoot it across
I
the
don't
yard.
do that. That's not. I don't condone this at all.
He's punting chickens.
PETA,
these
if you can
days.
hear me, I'm not a part of this.
PETA?
I went to PETA Malark.
I
Three different directions
we went
with
to
that
totally
right now.
different direction. Yeah.
Yeah, I made my chicken, and I made some butter noodles.
They looked young.
Yeah, and then now I'm here with y'all, and we just had a good
We're so here right
conversation. I had half a beer. I cried a little.
Didn't we all?
Love.
Didn't we all?
Love.
Love.
I love this day.
How do
I'm
we get
thankful
from
for this
candles to
day.
this?
Oh, bro.
I don't know, but I love it.
I
See how
love
we were
this.
stressed about
Yeah.
this? I know I was stressed about
This
this.
is what we
I was stressed
needed to
about
do all along.
I have residual stress. My face is hot.
Thank you for watching or
happened.
listening to
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Three bees on a
pond. I'm Colin,
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Ashley.
and we'll see y'all next time.
Great show!
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.